Feel no ways.
You put me up in fighting.
You?
Yeah.
I wouldn't put you up.
I wouldn't put you up.
Not again. You're like, the week after that though?
I never put you up.
Different story.
You're such a good sport about it.
You are.
So what, do you want me to riot? So I should start
I wouldn't put you up.
screaming.
I never put. I had a
No,
chance.
I know, but I'm just saying. So I should start screaming? You're like, I can't fucking do this shit.
Yes.
Fuck all of y'all.
Yes, you know why? Because that's what Spicy V did, and I feel like people are gonna be scared.
Nobody's putting her up. And she might have a slop pass.
She has to, unless it's Tara.
Yes, she might. Oh yeah, you could, yeah.
But also maybe someone else just did it and didn't say anything. Someone else could have turned
Exactly.
and just wanted to keep it to themselves.
Yeah, maybe you're right. The slop is done soon, isn't it?
Not
6.
for weeks.
Hmm?
Not
At
for
least
weeks.
3 more weeks.
We're at 9, so
It's 6 it stops. So after
So
this
it's
week,
probably
it's
So
couple
after this
weeks.
one and the double.
if there's no double, it's a double that's quick. 2 weeks.
Not you never being on slop in this house.
Me?
Yeah. Humiliating.
Is that the worst thing? It's part of my rap. If you really think about it.
I literally told myself I wouldn't go on slop when I came here. No, like I literally. that
I
was
told
my one
myself
thing.
that too. And I said I would never be one to volunteer for it.
Same. And look at me.
I know. Well, you know you could do it though. And I could see how it's manageable, but I only did 2.5 days. But I was starting to struggle on the PB&Js.
Oh,
I want to be
same.
on it with you, or even you. You guys get creative. If I was on it, if I was on it with
I'm
Beth.
saying those crunchy bowls, that's the way to go.
If I was on it
Big
with
time.
Beth, what would we eat?
I don't know. What
I
we're
should
gonna eat
make
today.
you guys some crunchy slop later. The Buddha bowls.
If you want, you don't have to. I'm not gonna say no.
It's easy. You
don't
just
feel
put it,
obligated.
season it up with some freshly cut garlic, and then bake it for literally hours at 425. Hours. And it keeps well, like in the fridge, and then you like either heat it back up in the oven or the microwave, and it's still crunchy. Like with slop, it's that textural thing.
Yeah, that's fair.
But when it's crunchy, it
So
tastes.
that's literally just oats. Like it's oats that I'm eating every day.
Have you tried Spicy's microwave?
No.
Bray, you have to try that.
I thought about it, and then I was like, I don't know if it'll be good though.
It's way better.
Just because I usually like my oatmeal with milk.
I know. If you could put some milk in that,
That's what I'm
I think
saying.
if you just like had to drink a tea as you're eating it,
That's what I was thinking.
Just wash it down with tea.
yeah, for real,
I just don't know like what is like abusing condiments. Like, can I pour my tea into the bowl?
you couldn't.
But why?
I don't know.
I'm gonna ask.
Yeah, that's a good idea. Oops.
And like, what's the difference between that and just like filling my mouth up with tea, and then putting a spoonful in? Like, literally, what is the difference?
I have no idea.
Annoying.
Slop rules. What does life come to?
Literally.
I think the only way I don't go on slop next week is if maybe Ty wins HOH.
I don't think I'd put you up. Who's left?
Ty, Beth, and Jed are the only ones who haven't been on it.
Ty, Beth, Jed, 3, and 1.
And nobody's putting Vic up.
On it?
Yeah.
I would.
You would?
I'd
Yeah,
consider it.
right.
He would. I could see it. He's not scared of Miss Spicy.
I'd do it like in a nice way, and I'd be like,
Yeah,
baby, I
like-
got you later. Don't worry. Give her like a big
Okay.
kiss. I don't even know what I'd do. It'd be Man,
I'm definitely not saying I'll ever volunteer again, though.
Me?
I will not be volunteering.
Pick me.
I just think I'd die.
Fair.
But I had a slop shake once. It was good.
Mm.
The one we made. Do you remember, Bray, in the video?
Oh, you drank that?
Yeah, I had a sip. It's not that bad.
Yeah, you could just sip. You have to actually drink it.
There was a shitload of sugar in that,
I
too.
know.
Like, that was an insane amount.
Mm-hmm.
You're basically just drinking sugar at that point.
Mm. You gotta do, honestly.
If people just gave me too much attitude, then I would just eat some real food.
I've been debating, honestly.
Just eating real food, just fucking
Yeah.
everybody.
Baby.
Why not? Literally, Beth literally said it to me.
Gotta go
She's
see
like,
what's
I don't know why
happening.
no one hasn't eaten.
What's happening?
You don't have to. You know, you don't have to.
You're like, yo, chill, 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 chill. Might have to risk it, you know? I just don't know. Do you think the whole house will go on slop?
I don't know what happened.
Or do you think they'll just be like, okay, you have to eat slop again for another week?
I think they do it to the whole house just cause. And then everyone cheese at you, and then.
Not to try to make me a target.
So I'm wondering, like, how cheese would people get mad? Like someone like Tara?
If we didn't get off, Austin said she was gonna eat.
Really?
Yeah.
Seriously?
Yeah.
Oh, that would have been. Would they pin it on her?
Who?
Austin. I would have. If I was in her situation, I'd be like, fuck it.
She literally said, she's like, if we don't get off slop this week, she's like, if I don't win skip the dishes, I'm fucking eating food.
She'd just be like, you guys did me dirty. I'm probably gonna go home.
Literally, I don't give a
Yes, I
fuck.
don't give
Like,
a
I'll be
fuck.
eating whatever I want. Then we all got off.
If you know everybody's sending you home, I feel like I'd do everybody dirty.
Of course. Didn't you say you would take one of everyone's shoes?
Yeah. Hide them in different places in the
Shut
house.
up. Just throw them on the ball pit.
Oh, can you imagine?
I would. Be like, yeah, fuck you all.
Dump everyone's shoes in here?
Like, yeah, have
fuck
fun
you guys.
finding them, assholes.
They're snakes.
Why
Smiling
not?
in my face. Hiding from me now that I'm on the block.
Literally,
Okay,
no one
why?
wants to talk to you anymore. Me all last week, I'm like, crazy. You walk into a room, people are like, yeah, ma. I'm gonna make a tea. Yeah, do you want a tea? Yeah, let's go make a tea. I'm like, like you have one in your hand, but it's cool. It's cool.
Or their water's done, but
Literally.
you hear it's full.
Literally, like, I didn't fill my water. I'm gonna go.
Oh, you see my bottle?
See my bottle anywhere? Yeah, I'm gonna go find it.
I feel like Beth played it cool yesterday when she came to Expedia with Tarantino. She's like, oh, I can't find my water. Gone.
Stop.
I was like, you're sick.
She's like, nope, not saying it here. People really do play.
Oh, man. It's just so funny, like, when you know people, it's when they're not looking at you.
Yeah, of course.
But people still don't look at you when they...
Literally. You're like, cool, cool, cool.
Like, that's the ultimate tell, but people still do it. They
Oh,
just can't look at
Austin
you.
literally knew, and she was like irritated.
Last week, you
Yeah,
know, to
she's-
look at her.
Yeah, she's like, I know we were in high school. Like, you're gonna leave when I walk in, and then you're just gonna ignore me. Cool, cool, great.
Honestly, there was a day where I'm like, I didn't think she wanted to talk to anybody, so I'm like, I'm just not saying anything.
That's what I like. That's what I like said to her. I was like, maybe people just think you don't want to talk to them.
Cause me, like, I just read your vibe. If you're not like, if you just look pissed, I'm not saying anything. Like, I'm out.
Shut up. Not just walking away. Someone's crying. You're like, not for me.
Oh yeah, that one's tough. When people cry in front of me, I'm like,
Really, really awkward.
I can be. It depends. Like, if you're crying and we're talking, then we could talk something out. But
Okay.
if you're just crying, you're not saying anything.
Yeah, I
I'll just
can
be
take
like,
it
are
hard.
you? I'll probably tap you. Are you okay?
Happy. Not. You good? You okay?
Especially like if you're crying for like, and I know why, and I don't think it's a little bit excessive. That one I have a hard time with.
And you don't think that it's a little excessive.
Like if you're on slop and then you're crying, I'd be like, okay,
you would just be like, whatever.
yeah, like I wouldn't know how to comfort you because I'm like, yeah, it sucks, but like,
Get over
why
it.
you crying though?
No, why? So what is like a reasonable excuse to cry?
See, I don't like to.
For you, I
See how you
guess.
make me seem unreasonable? Like I
I'm
have
just
to
asking.
validate your crying. I'm like, no, I'm not saying that, but like, what's a reasonable excuse?
Yeah, like for like you're like someone has to die in your family, and that's the only reason why you should be crying.
I mean, anybody could cry for any reason,
Yeah,
but if I'm gonna validate it and comfort you,
like in this house, like what would you be like? Oh yeah, like you can cry about that.
when your friends went home, you know, you lost a comp. I think losing a comp is cry-worthy. I feel like crying when I lost the HOH, and it wasn't even a bad situation for me. I just hate
Yesterday?
Yeah, I just hate losing. I was pissed.
Okay, but like, because apparently Tara was sobbing in the room.
Yeah, that's cry-worthy.
You think, but that early?
What?
Like we were first out. Like
Because
that's worth crying over.
she had no chance. I think that's part of why she was crying.
I
She
guess.
had no chance of winning that.
But to me, it makes more sense for like someone like Jed to cry in that situation, because like you were so close.
But not Jed in that situation because Beth won.
No, but I mean like to be second.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Like,
30
to me,
seconds,
that seems more like, oh, yeah, like, I can see why you'd be, like, so upset you want to
yeah,
cry.
because you almost won.
Yeah,
But I think,
versus, like, first down, you're like, okay, well, there's no chance.
I think the way Tara looked at it was like that. Okay, so I guess she's felt like she hasn't been close in any of the comps,
Besides
and
it's visible.
yeah, right. And then it's like she was almost there for that one, and this one she was just like I had no chance. Like this one's like she decided last night she had no chance. Like in the
That's
night,
fair.
it was already like she was like I can't. But I was just shocked that like in that room they didn't just band together and like study.
That's fair.
Like, I was quite surprised they didn't do that.
Yeah, I don't know why either.
Because there's no way you could just look at that and remember it all on your own.
Literally, when Tina was just pacing back and forth all by herself up top, I was like, are you alright? Yeah.
There's no way I could have done that on my own. Impossible.
Oh, that's why I literally had to have Austin, because I wouldn't have been able to do that alone.
Like you'd at least need one other person.
Yeah, I agree. 100%.
So it was just like, yeah, I don't know.
Okay, so you think losing a comp is worth crying or losing a friend? That's it.
Losing a comp in this game, losing a comp, losing a friend, being yelled at.
Really?
Publicly. Someone shamed you in front of everybody.
What? Like, what do you mean shamed?
Like say
Like, if Tara screams at
Spicy
you.
V went in on you in front of everybody.
See, I don't cry about that kind of stuff.
Not me crying, but I could see somebody crying from that.
I guess.
Like she goes in. If she really decided to go in, she.
I just don't think she could say anything that would really hurt my feelings that bad. Personally, at least.
Personally, me neither. But
Because I'm like, you don't really even know me. What are you gonna say to me?
like she could just go in on you for no reason.
But like, what would she even say? Like, you're annoying. You're a rat, and I'd be like, okay.
You ain't won
okay.
shit. You ain't done shit. I guess that wouldn't even. Yeah, it wouldn't
You're
even
gonna be like,
correct.
okay, you got me. But I know what you mean. Like, I know for some people, yeah, like getting screamed at.
In front of people.
Yeah, it's like humiliating,
It's
and they would
humiliating.
start crying.
I think her and T would have had a screaming match.
You said that. You said they were gonna start.
Yeah, like if they would have both stayed, like if T was still here,
She doesn't put up with no bullshit.
she shouldn't play that. And I don't think she likes Spicy V's like sense of humor or like
That's fair.
or like just how loud she
I
is.
just remember she would always be like, yo, like, I just want to fucking bathe in a hot tub. Like, I don't want to play no stupid games. I don't want to play no stupid, would you, this, that. No. I just want to sit and relax.
That sounds like I don't want to play the no.
No.
Oh,
like,
that no.
every time, I'll be like, oh, then just sit there. And she's like, I try. And every time I get pulled in.
She's not making no small talk. She's not trying to do all that.
No, she doesn't care.
She's like, yo, I mess with who I mess with, and I don't. Like,
Literally.
I don't fuck with who I don't fuck with. End of story.
I respect.
Yeah, it's so much respect for that. But I never seen anybody win the game playing it like that though.
That's the issue, yeah.
That's the hard. Like I
Like,
never.
people are like, yeah, no.
I don't know why. That's the thing I don't get. Like, why is someone who's so real intimidated?
I don't know why either. I think it's just because, like, I think, like, you worry that, like, they will never, ever, like, be nice to you, I guess. But also, yeah, I really don't know why either.
But like, why should someone be nice to you if you haven't earned it? If you haven't earned that type
No,
of respect?
100%. But I think that's, like, intimidating people. And people who are obviously intimidated to get rid of people that they're intimidated by.
Yeah, but like, I don't know. I was reading a book and it was just talked about like Western culture and like how like being nice is the default and like
Yeah, of course. Like, it's expected for you to be nice.
even if you don't know somebody, they haven't earned that kind of respect from you yet.
Yeah. So it should be given to you.
Yeah, so I just find it strange that like if someone's not nice to us or like our friend right away, we look at them as like we're intimidated by that.
Well, I think it's because, like you don't want to be around people that aren't nice to you. I would assume. You know?
That's true, but so would you rather be around someone who's fake nice to you or someone you know that like they just don't mess with you?
What's the... I don't
You
know.
can just spend a week with one or the other, like someone who you know they're
But
fake.
that's like what people say about like racist people. Do you know what I mean? They're like, would you rather have someone that's like outwardly racist, or someone that like pretends like they like you?
Outwardly racist.
Really?
Yeah.
I guess.
Because
Because then you know
where
their
you
intention.
stand.
Yeah, that's fair.
You know? Or even outwardly ignorant people. Like sometimes it's like I actually learn more about them and how like their opinions came to be.
That's fair.
Whereas when you're being fake, I actually don't, like, I can't figure you out. Like, I'm just like, okay, so I know you're being fake, but like,
I don't know you're being.
why do you hate me though?
Shut the fuck up. I mean, that's fair. No, I think I see. Like, I understand what you mean. Where you're like, why are people who are just keep it 100? Like, why do they like looked as like a target?
Yeah, like if someone just kept it 100 with you all the time, like, I don't know, my friends, they keep it 100 with me.
I think it just
And,
honestly,
like-
I think it just rubs people the wrong way.
I guess.
Like, I think that's honestly all it is. Because they're like, I just don't like the way that like. But I think it's also because, it's usually to the people who that person doesn't like that sends them home.
That's true.
Do you know what I mean? Like, it's never ever like the people that like the people that are 100 that send them home.
But if you knew someone didn't like you, but they were faking it with you, you know they probably sent you home too.
But I feel like that's like you don't know.
If they're faking it, you actually don't
Yeah.
know they're faking it. I don't know. I feel like I have a good sense of,
If people genuinely like you, or if they don't,
yeah.
that's
Like
fair.
deep down, I know.
Oh, same.
Like even if they're being fake, I'm like, I know you don't like me.
I mean,
I had a friend for years. I'm like, this
Really?
guy does not like me.
So do you confront?
No. Just
Why
let-
not?
Just let it play out. Because I want to see.
What?
I want to see it play out. How am I going to confront? What evidence do I have?
You're like,
Besides
I have a
nothing.
gut feeling. I know you don't like me.
A gut feeling is not evidence, though.
Sometimes it is.
So I'm
Sometimes it's enough.
I'm going to start an argument. You can't start an argument based on gut feeling.
Okay,
There's
but
no
you
way.
Can, but you can argue on vibes.
But you would need. But vibes are not evidence.
You don't think?
Something would have to happen where you're like, oh, there has to be an action.
You think?
What could you? Okay, so you're in a relationship. And you're like, I have a gut feeling you're cheating on me. Where's that argument going?
I'd be like, the
Besides,
way
you
you're
know-
acting.
That's evidence. Though. There has to be evidence. There
Yeah,
has
but
to
that's
be actions.
vibes. The way you're acting is vibes.
Vibes is not actions. Vibes are actions.
Yes.
What do you mean? If you
If
get
someone's giving you the cold shoulder.
that's an action though. They're giving you the code. Like they're doing something.
Yeah, but like when people just switch up, like their energy changes. I think that's like action, being able to read people's like vibes.
Okay, so for example, I was like, yo, Brayden, your energy has changed. What would you say to me?
I'd be like, in what way? Like, what do you mean?
And then what would I say?
And then if you're like, yeah, like I just feel like off, like something's off.
And you're like, nah. What do you mean? Like, what could be off?
And I'd be like, I don't know, that's why I'm asking. Clearly something's off.
But like, clearly based on what? Like, what did you see me do that's off?
So then just have a feeling though.
Then you can't, like, the conversation would go nowhere. Because I'd be like, I don't know what you're talking about. I'm just here.
And I'd be like, sure.
I'm
I'd be
just
like, okay.
tired.
That's what you
Tired
say. But
today.
then, if there is something up, you lied.
Okay, yeah, that's a
Yeah,
lie.
exactly.
But what
So-
I'm saying to you is like,
I'm propositioning you to be honest with me right now, you know? And if you are honest, you say everything's fine. And then later on I find out, I'll be like, yeah, you lied. So I was right. So there
If you
was
find out,
something
okay,
to
yeah.
go off of.
yeah, there was an energy that was off.
Yeah.
But to me, that's not like.
Obviously, I'm not going
But
to
you're
start.
just act. But you okay? So you're
brawling
just,
someone
No, but you're just
because-
gonna ask.
Yeah.
It's not even an argument at that point. It's more so like I'm just
Yeah, I'd be like,
asking,
what's
is
up?
anything
Like, you
good?
feel like something's weird.
Yeah, fair enough. If you look at it like that, okay, cool.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm not going to start brawling someone because the vibes changed.
Fair enough.
But for me to just pretend like it didn't even happen, nah. I'd be like, yo, something's weird. Something's up.
I just feel like I need to see something. If the vibe's off, like I'll wait it out. Like I might ask and be like, "Yo, are you good?"
That's
You
what I'm
tell
saying.
me-
Like, you didn't say anything to that friend that you knew for years. Didn't like you. Because how did you know? Obviously, there was something to tell you that he didn't like you.
Now we're still friends.
Shut up. Someone just be really jealous of them?
Yeah, I think so. Cause don't they say jealous is love and hate?
Is that what they say?
I know Drake has a line like jealousy, love, and hate at the same time.
I just like, to me, it just makes no sense. Like, why I'd want to be around someone that constantly makes me feel a certain way.
I had an ex, and I felt like I would say like, "Oh, that girl's like." If we're watching a show, I'd be like, "Yeah." She's like, "Do you think she's pretty?" I'm like, "Yeah." She goes, "You're disgusting."
What?
Like that's what you like? I knew that was your.
Shut
she,
up.
She go in on me.
I'm not setting you up for failure. Not baiting you. Just to start an argument. See, that's like an insecurity thing, though.
Oh, like we argue about hypothetical situations. You know what
Not
I mean? Like things that
hypothetical.
didn't even happen. We're arguing
She's
about.
like, so, my girlfriend comes over here. She tries to fuck you.
He said she looked Spanish,
Uh-huh.
right? And I looked at her. I'm like, really? And she's like, yeah. I'm like, well, you don't look Spanish. She goes, you're a hater.
What?
I'm like, why am I a hater? She goes, you're just hating because they thought I was pretty. I'm like, I didn't say you weren't pretty. I just said, I don't think you look Spanish.
See,
I don't know
again,
what.
that's like insecurity thing. That's too much for me. Like,
Yo, legit an
nah.
argument for like an evening. Like, we're mad at each other. I'm like, I'm not trying to diss.
But how's that even a diss?
I don't know.
How is being like, you just don't look like that ethnicity? And she's like, you know what? Fuck you. You don't want to fucking see me win. You're like, what? What? Nah, that's too much.
I don't know. Cause I don't know. I think in her mind, looking Spanish was a compliment, and I was taking that away.
Was she a white girl or something?
She's
Like, is that?
mixed.
Oh my god.
Not like if someone said like, okay, like, I think being racially ambiguous is a compliment for a lot, because a lot of beautiful people, you don't know what they are, right? And I think maybe I was taking that away because if people don't know what you are, like the assumption is that you're probably really beautiful. Or like Austin, for example, like I had no idea what she was.
Okay.
And she's beautiful. But you have no idea. So like, I don't know if she felt like I was taking that racial.
More. Let's
Oh,
say you don't say you used to love it.
I used to love arguments.
Why?
So I used to love to win the argument.
Shut the fuck up.
Yeah, I used to just love to win arguments. Now I'm just like, listen, I
No,
don't
you
want to
purposely
argue.
starting arguments that you know you can win.
I just like, there was a time I just loved to argue. Even still, like a little bit.
I can tell.
Like the reindeer thing.
Oh,
like
I know
that,
you love it. Like, I
don't
know.
want to let that go.
Oh, I know you will never let it go. I know you like to be, a little devil's advocate.
Yeah, I'm big on that. Like, but have we looked at the other side of the coin?
I'm like, I don't give a fuck about the other side of the coin. Because the other side of the coin is wrong. And you're like, I don't know. Potentially not really. Let's talk.
I get deep into these arguments. That's
Oh,
why
I know
sometimes,
you do.
sometimes I don't even talk just because I'm like, we're on TV. I'm not going to say anything because like,
Shut
it'll
up.
just look bad that I'm considering this. I'm like, nah, I'm not going to say anything.
Literally, Jed, that day. And Beth was like, no, shut it down, shut it down, shut it down. He's like,
Oh, outside with religion?
Yeah, he's like,
I
they
know.
say there's 10,000 COVID cases a
It doesn't factor into whether or not we'd be compatible, in my opinion.
Really?
Religious or not. Like, if they were really religious.
That
okay.
wouldn't factor into your compatibility, you don't
I
think?
don't think, whether they were or not wouldn't affect it.
You don't think at all?
Like, if they're trying to force me to believe in what they believe in.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
But that's not.
But that factors in.
That doesn't mean being religious doesn't mean you force it on other people. It just means you're religious yourself.
But like they're like beliefs and values though.
Yeah.
Like you don't think that would factor into your compatibility?
Beliefs and values? Yeah, but generally, like I would say, like religious beliefs are consistent across the board. If I'm saying like generally speaking, it's all about like living a good life and like being good to other people. If
But
we're
like,
speaking
let's
in
say
general
someone was
terms.
like super Muslim and they're like, because we're not
I
gonna
guess,
agree on how to
if we're looking at that far down the road, yeah, that might be a discussion worth having.
you know?
When I think about my compatibility and like whether I get along with you and like whether or not like we can have a relationship is one thing, but then raising kids, I guess, if you're factoring that in, like, could we have a life together and have kids? Yeah, maybe.
I think it depends. I think that like someone's religious beliefs like can factor into compatibility.
I don't believe like
Like, what if they think that like you know, like some like super obviously religious people like don't believe in like a lot of like sodomy. Do you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And then for someone who's just like really like sexually active, like they're like, no, like what you're doing is wrong. Like I'm not gonna be friends with you. Like, would that not affect your compatibility of being friends with them?
Yeah, I could see in that, like, under those circumstances, like, yeah, but then I feel like, I just feel like what you believe shouldn't necessarily be forced onto others.
Oh yeah, of course.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, 100%.
So, in that scenario, I don't think that would be you trying to take your belief and hold others responsible for believing the same. Does that make sense?
I think kind of, but isn't it also just like using your belief to justify like who you want to interact with?
So you're saying like people who are really religious would only want to interact with people who are the same?
Yeah, because like if you're like, I want to hang out with like-minded people. Like oh, I want to hang out with people that, you know, keep it real. Like I don't want to hang out with a whole bunch of liars. Like that's just not what I want to do.
Okay. Fair enough. If that's like, I think it really depends on the individual. Like, if you're religious and you only want to hang around people that are really religious, I guess it's your choice. But to me, it's like whether you're religious or not doesn't affect. Is not even something I factor in to whether or not we would be compatible in a friendship or in a relationship.
So what if someone's like super religious and they're like, I don't want to drink, I don't want to do drugs, like I don't want to do any of that?
It doesn't affect me.
So like when you're like going out to a club, like you just want to invite them, but wouldn't that affect your compatibility then?
No, they could come. Why can't they come? They don't.
Because like I
drink
want to be around it.
But they don't have to. Oh, if they don't want to be around it.
Yeah.
Well, then we could do other. If we're friends, I mean, there's probably something we could do together.
But then I'm saying like you're gonna like omit them from certain situations, which would affect your compatibility.
Not necessarily though, because like you have friends that you don't bring into certain situations, and I don't think that affects your compatibility with them.
I guess.
Like there are friends I wouldn't bring certain places or do certain things with because it's like they're just nah. It's not for them.
Fuck off.
And I don't like putting people in situations that they're uncomfortable in.
But then that would affect your compatibility because you're choosing like a certain friend to do certain things with.
But don't we all choose friends to do certain things with? Or do you, so like, do you have friends that you do everything with? Or do you have like friends you do certain things with? I feel like I have friends I do certain things with, and I have I have a couple friends that I would do anything with.
I feel like majority of my friends, it's like I have like more like a small group of friends.
Yeah.
That like I would if I wanted to just be like I know I could ask any of them.
Oh, to do something?
Yeah, necessarily.
No, for me it depends on what we're doing.
Really?
Yeah. Really depends.
Like you have friends that you would invite to the club versus friends that you wouldn't.
Yeah.
I mean I guess kind of the same. I just feel like for most things, like I feel like I could invite anyone. For most things.
See, not me, especially because like I feel like a couple of my friends are like starting families now, so it's like I don't want to put them in situations that will get them in.
But is that on you though?
What do you mean?
Like, or is that on them?
It is on them, but it's like I know what the situation is. So it's like I'm gonna ask you to go to the club, and then you have a kid and a girl that's gonna be cheesed. I'm gonna ask you. I'm not gonna bother.
Shut the fuck up.
I don't want to put you in a situation.
I'm like, yo, Ty, you never asked me to go, and I've been waiting.
Like, I feel like I'm already the villain. So it's like, and I'm going to do more. I'm like, nah.
Not already the villain.
I'm already the guy like, oh, he's going? Oh.
Stop. Really?
Yeah.
I don't think.
I swear I get that. Oh, he's going? Oh, gosh.
Why are you a troublemaker?
I think I'm perceived as one, but to me, I'm like, I'm just chilling. I'm not pressuring nobody. I'm just here having drinks, chilling. Like,
Okay, but those are the worst ones sometimes, you know? They're like, I mean, do what you want. It's okay. It's okay. Do what you want. And you're like, what? So should I... Do what you want. It's up to you, man. I'm just chilling.
I'm chilling. I think, like, when I drink, my decision... Right? It's not like I'm going to fight nobody.
No, that's what I mean. That's what I was wondering. Like, do you like go like start like beefing people?